Hi, everybody. It's Heather with Reflecting Inward Life Coaching, and this is our third video on my personal career profile. Hopefully, you've already done videos 1 and 2. As a quick recap, video 1 was all about self-discovery, figuring out who you are, what you want, what's valuable to you, what your passion is. It's really a deep dive on figuring out you so that you can compare who you are and what you want to various careers, which was step 2. We went to mynextmove.org and we looked at various career profiles and we compared what we literally had on paper about ourselves and what we wanted and who we were. We literally compared that side by side with the variety of information that we found on various careers to see if they were a good match or not. And hopefully you came up with at least 2 or 3 that are of interest to you. If you did not, don't worry, because I have additional resources to help you figure out what to do if you can't seem to find something that exists out there on the website. But this next video, the third video, is on career expert interview questions. So right now we're basically on page 5 of my personal career profile. And all I did was I clicked right here on career expert interview questions. So first off, you will want several copies of this. If there are 3 different career options that you're looking at, you'll want to make 3 copies of this document. Okay? So I have outlined pretty much everything you need to know to before calling. So this, here we go. Okay, so this document pretty much is you having already discovered potential careers. You've looked through all the information and you've said, okay, well, they still look good, but there are specific things about this career I still want to know about that are not showing up here. Maybe you've even done some more research on a search engine and you can't find specific information about how it's going to mesh with your desired lifestyle. So that's what these expert interview questions are all about. What other questions do you have that you have not found answers to? And these can be things like, will I need to work directly with a lot of people in this career? In which types of environments would I need to work with a lot and maybe with few? It may be a problem if you're very introverted or if you're a highly sensitive person, an HSP. So also think about what kinds of day-to-day tasks they have. If you're in a sales position, are you going to be needing to convince them, maybe even manipulate people or guide them into making a decision that meets your benefit so that you can get extra money off of that sale? Does this impact the values that you have or your ability to be true to yourself? So really think about the deep dive questions here. Think of the top 10 most important questions and put them in the spaces that I'll show you in just a minute. And just keep in mind that these people have taken time out of their lives to help you if they choose to say yes. So be very gracious and kind as you pursue interviews with them. So what I would suggest is literally just going to a search engine and putting in the profession you're looking for a person that does this. So for example, if you think you might be interested in becoming a neurosurgeon, then you would just type in neurosurgeons near me. Also consider what kind of person you might feel the most comfortable interviewing. For example, if you are Black or Hispanic and you would feel more comfortable interviewing someone that's also Black or Hispanic, look for someone specifically with those traits. They might have a better understanding of your background than you might think other people might have. It's possible. Also consider things like if you're extremely religious and you want to make sure that you are always available every Sabbath day to attend to practice your religion, keep that in mind too. It probably will not state what religion they are, but sometimes I hate to say we can stereotype, but sometimes we can kind of guess whether or not they might be. And that might be a question you can add in your questions, even if they're not particularly religious, let's say. You could say, I am quite religious and I would really prefer to never have to work on the Sabbath, which is Saturday or Sunday or Monday, whatever day it is for whatever religion that you participate in. And then just ask them, under what circumstances may I be required to? Is there a way around that? What would you suggest? And they may or may not practice the same religion. Either way, they may have some input for you. Okay, so all I'm saying with that is that sometimes a shared cultural context and a greater personal connection can make it more comfortable and realistically applicable to you as an interviewer. Also, it gives them an opportunity to kind of connect with you on a different level and perhaps even be open to the next step, which is potentially job shadowing them or having them mentor you. So now that you've hopefully gone online and you've found a couple of options to give a call, I want you to put a pause on that for a minute, and I want you to go through all the blue text here, and I want you to stand in front of a mirror, and I want you to practice this over and over and over until you feel comfortable with it. Okay? Also, if you're feeling a little bit timid, you may not feel timid now, but as soon as you pick up the phone to call, you might start feeling shaky or anxious. What I would suggest, if that's the case, is to practice what's called hero pose for about 2 minutes. And what that is you may be thinking like Marvel, they're standing on the cover, they have this look on their face like, I'm going to get you, I'm going to take you down. That's not the kind of hero we're talking about. We're talking about a hero that is extremely confident. So you want to stand with your feet shoulder width apart, hopefully in front of a full-length mirror if you have one. And you want to stand with your head looking straight ahead, your shoulders are rolled back, your hands are on your hips. And you're barely leaning forward, just a little bit. And you are looking at yourself with a smile of confidence. Your eyes are bright and you are confident. You're thinking only positive thoughts. And this is where those strengths come in really handy. You can even paste them right to the mirror or put them on sticky notes right on the mirror and look at them one at a time and say, I am curious. I am a creator. I am, and go through each one looking yourself right in the eye with confidence, at least 2 minutes. That's hero pose, okay? Before you pick up the phone. So let's say you pick up the phone now and you're ready to call. You've already practiced this several times. So you'll say something like, hello, my name is Heather. I am in a career exploration program, and I'm interested in learning more about becoming a neurosurgeon. I'm wondering if Dr. Schmidt would be open to an interview about her profession to help me decide if it's the right path for me. You're probably going to get a secretary or something. It depends on the career. It depends on what you're looking at. They may answer their own phone. So you'd have to be prepared for with various answers. If it's a secretary or medical assistant, oh, Dr. Schmidt's with a patient right now. Can I have her call you back? Or can I get more information? So be prepared with a variety of responses, okay? So if possible, you want to have this interview in person. If not, just agree to do it over phone, because it's better to have an interview by phone than it's not to have an interview at all. So be prepared with some information. It should take about 30 minutes. I would love to meet with you in person if it's possible. And then have some days and times prepared already. Know your schedule. If they cannot meet in person, be kind and respectful. I understand. I know you are very busy, or she is very busy. If she's interested and able, I would be happy to do an interview by phone, email, or Zoom. Would any of those work well for her? Okay. And then they may just say, I'll have to have her call you back, or I'm not sure, I'll have to look at my schedule or something like that. If so, just allow them to call back, wait for 3 or 4 days. And if they don't call them back and just say, hi, this is Heather. I called a few days ago about scheduling an interview with Dr. Schmidt for my career exploration program, I'm wondering if by chance she's had an opportunity to look at my message. Okay. All right. So if by chance they say no, I want you to realize that no is not about you personally. It's about them and their schedule and their life, whatever they have happening. So don't take this personally. Just say, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. And then call the next person with confidence. Okay. Know that you're not going to get a no every time. You're just looking for the yes. That's your mission right now. You're looking for the yes. Also be prepared if they want to do the interview right then. If they're like, oh, sure, I have about a half an hour right now. Go ahead. Be prepared with your questions, which is what we're going to talk about next. Okay. So this is the portion you want to make several copies of, depending on how many careers you're interested in. You will put the career title here. So neurosurgeon, the person you're interviewing, Dr. Sandra Schmidt, interview date, the time, how you're going to be interviewing them in person, Zoom, phone, email, or other, and then their phone or email and the address. This is mostly just so you know in your mind, where is this place located in case I do actually get a mentorship or do need a job shadow or can volunteer here. You want to know off the bat how you're going to be able to get there, right? So keep that in mind as you choose someone to interview, whether or not you're going to be able to make it to that location for a volunteer or job shadow opportunity. Okay, so things you want to know to see if it's a good fit for your values, interests, goals, etc. And remember to include the questions about stressors or challenges in this career. So if you know that you get anxious with being very, very fast paced with lots of people milling around, an emergency department in a major city may not be the best thing for you, but maybe an emergency department in a smaller town may not be so bad. Okay, so think about the various options and what the environments could be like. So there are your boxes to put your questions in and answers. So you may want to just print this off. If you're meeting in person, you can either print it off or take your device with you. Just make sure you have access to edit this. Okay. And then after your interview, thank them graciously. Really just thank them so much for their time. This is something you can do immediately in your mind and know exactly whether or not you want to move forward to the next step, or you can wait till later until you're alone and you can actually think through everything that was said. You can check in with your body and think, okay, everything seems good in my mind, but how does my body feel about this career, right? And list the pros and the cons, the various pros and cons. Think about their mission statement, and if it's a business, and the business may vary business to business, you might have that career title or job role, that role in 10 different businesses, and they may have different mission statements. But in general, think about the people in these careers and maybe even ask the person you interview, do you have a personal mission statement for your career role? Can you share that with me, please? And see how that aligns with yours, because if they pursued a career you're interested in, maybe they have a similar mission statement, maybe they don't, but it gives you an opportunity to see if you're headed the right direction. And if not, go a different direction. If so, maybe that will build an even stronger bond between the two of you. And you can say, hey, that's my mission statement too. I would really love to continue on and learn more about your career. Would you be open to either another interview? This is up to you, really. Another interview if you feel it's necessary, job shadowing opportunity, a mentorship or volunteer opportunity. And when you go into this, again, know how you're going to get there and how frequently you can get there. Have some days and times that work for you. And be prepared also with, how long do you hope for this to last? And if it's a couple of months, because you only have a couple months during the summer to really invest in this during the day. If it's only after school hours, they need to know that as well, and how how much good that's going to be if they're only open till 5 and you can't get there till 4:30. But also, if you think that you'd like to pursue this and you want to kind of give an open mind to say, I'm flexible with whatever your needs are and whatever's going on with you. However, I am interested in potentially volunteering and learning all that I can until I find an entry-level position somewhere that will allow me to gain experience for an income. And that may be a while down the road, but until then, I'd be very interested in learning everything you can share with me. And then they may want to, and you can tell them what you want to get out of it. I want to get experience. You may even bring up that if you happen to have an opening if your assistant or your secretary goes on maternity leave or whatever it is, I would like to learn all I can so that I could potentially fill in for that person, get some hands-on work experience, income to put on a resume, but also to help give me a foundation going into this. All right. If they turn down all of those potential opportunities for volunteering, mentorship, job shadowing, again, be very gracious. This is not personal. Just be kind in your response. Thank you for the time you have spent with helping me. I know you're very busy. Do you have any recommendations for me to further my experience before making the decision to commit time and finances in it? And then just let them just give you some other options, open the door for them to help you. Okay, also consider that there are many interactive exploratory summer programs out there that are run by some of the top universities in America, and they have scholarships to cover the cost of tuition to go. So check out, depending on what your career of interest is, check that out. Okay, so you'll be able to see the locations where they are held, and you'll see right there. That's a list of pretty magnificent universities to be studying at, especially since they're going to cover your tuition and cost to get there. See also here that there are high school level locations and middle school. So the middle schoolers can still get some experience. Programs. All right, take a look at these programs. They're broken down here by their job family, and then look at all the different topics. How amazing is this? Okay. And then of course, middle school. There are some programs for middle schoolers. So great opportunities there. Look into it if any of those interest to you. And don't limit yourself. If any of those are of interest to you, apply anyway. Apply for the program anyway. Go for the experience, to meet people, make new friends, make some connections. You might even have such good experience that, if you're 16ish years old, you might be able to get some connections with some of the staff there to help you get into that university to study that topic. They're holding these programs for a reason, guys. They want people to enroll in those programs. So if you find one you're interested in, express that. I would really be interested in coming here to Northwestern to study engineering. And they'd say, okay, let's keep in contact. Let's talk about scholarship opportunities. Let's talk about enrollment. You're 16, you still have a year and a half of school left. Focus on these subjects. Okay, here are some great free tutoring sessions or opportunities. Maybe they have grad students who have a certain number of hours required for mentoring, and you can hook up with them through Zoom or something to help you with those subjects while you're still in high school. The opportunities and possibilities are endless. So I'll show you here in a minute also some really great tools and resources on my website in case you're interested in taking a look at those. And of course, if this career does not seem like a good fit for you, then of course, you don't move forward with any of those steps of job shadowing and such. You simply move to the next potential career option, and you put that right here. My next career option is, and then you put right there, mechanical engineer, whatever it is. Okay. Remember to make a copy of this document for the next career option so that you can fill it out fresh. Okay, so now I promise to show you some of these additional resources and helps so that you didn't feel so quite anxious when you think about like the costs of going to medical school or what kind of help you can get if you're struggling with certain subjects, especially math and science, which tend to be why so many people, so many youth do not consider going into careers that involve math or science. But there is help, okay? There is even free help. So if you go back to my website here, okay, this is what it looks like from home, and you click on free resources. And right now we're talking about career exploration. It's under multiple sections, but we'll just go to career exploration. Take a look here. We are working on right now my personal career profile and the career expert interview questions here. If you think you might want to do an internship or apprenticeship that's an official one that's usually through your state or even the federal government, here are some web pages to places you can look and just put in what you're looking for: mechanical engineer internship, mechanical engineer apprenticeship. And it just depends on the state and the requirements and your background as far as how much education you have so far, but you may be able to find something, so give it a shot. Okay, academic assistance and tutoring. Khan Academy is free, an invaluable resource. Schoolhouse World is also free. It is also by Sal Khan, who is the founder of Khan Academy, and it's peer-to-peer tutoring. So someone your grade or a higher grade that's teaching you whatever you're struggling with. Okay. IXL is free as well as customized learning and guidance for K through 12. And it has complete analytics, which means it'll assess you and then it'll help you figure out all the details of the things that you need to know for that subject that you're missing. Huntington Learning Center, they are scattered throughout the US. Kaplan, tutor.com, study.com. I love study.com, especially to get some university level courses. You can get some certifications through them. But if you're missing specific entry level requirement college courses for something, you can take it quite cheaply at study.com. Okay, so college prep, I have an assessment here, a document here to help you figure out how to select a university and how to write an excellent admissions essay. I also have here a document about minimizing the cost of attendance. So it's going to be cost and time. You want to get as much done as you can within as small of a time frame as you can so that you can move forward through your life and make money, right? That's the goal. So there are some ideas here on how to maximize your time and how to minimize the cost. Okay. Speaking of minimizing the cost, right under that option is scholarship opportunities. And I have a document here with links to many invaluable resources and sites to seek out a variety of scholarships and scholarships for studying abroad if you're interested in studying overseas. I want to mention that if you're a youth, most countries have a work study program where you can go to another country and work in their country to see the culture and what it's like and have a paid experience in a completely different environment, which I wish I had known when I was younger. Usually most countries have a cutoff of 30 or 35 years of age. So if you're young and you want to go make money while exploring the world, that is what I would suggest to you to do while you're young. You can still do some studies online for your university studies while you're working overseas in a different country, which I think is absolutely exciting. So there are some resources for you. I also want to point out that I have found at least one university so far that has no tuition. It's a non-tuition university. They have a minimal course fee, and pretty much all it is you pay to take the test. When you're done learning, you pay to take the test, which is minimal. I believe it's a few $100s, but a few $100 for an entire course is much better than $3,000 per credit. when most classes are 3 to 4 credits. That's anywhere from $3,000 to $9,000 per class. Whereas this would be, you learn everything you need to learn, and then you pay about $300 or so to take the test, which I think is fantastic. Okay. So if you have any questions, concerns, things you want to go over when it comes to resources to help you meet your goals, the career expert interview questions, or the process, please let me know. Our next video is going to be talking about, making that solid connection, making sure your ikigai, your purpose, is aligned with the career choice that you have chosen. And if you're not finding a career that really matches well, we're going to cover that next as well. So I hope you have a beautiful day. You are invaluable. You are special. You are amazing and loved. And I will see you soon. Thanks, guys.